Welcome back to the Daisy Talks podcast, where Daisy, me, just talks a lot about random shit. Last week, we were talking about how I wanted to start doing more content and just be more present in my YouTube channel and TikTok. And I feel like we're off to a great start. I mean, I started noticing that on TikTok, I was live last week on Friday and I was retaining at least 40 viewers on live, and that's big for me because I'm wow, that's crazy, just yourself, just chilling with a bunch of other people on live, you're retaining that many people, it's pretty good, it's really great. And so I was wow, I feel so good. And so I was I've honestly been very full, I've been full of anxiety this whole week, and I was I'm not gonna let that stop me from making a video, continuing my journey on social media and YouTube. If that's what I want to do, I want to do that. So yeah, I had the shittiest panic attack last night, where it's those types of panic attacks where it kind of tricks you into not reaching out for help, and it makes you want to literally you don't want to be alive. And that's how bad it was last night. So I was on the phone with my mom for a good hour or two, and eventually I calmed down. But it came down to the fact that I hate my job and I hate the homework that I had. The assignment that I was doing is triggering, and not in oh my god, it's a topic of that's triggering. It's just more I look at it and it's intimidating. I don't fucking want to do it. It's very bad. School for some reason has been bad, in terms of with my anxiety. It's fucking annoying. And I'm 2 classes away, and I feel I'm at the finish line and I'm just not getting there. And it's kind of scary because it makes you start thinking, overthinking, am I ever gonna get there? Am I ever gonna actually finish? You know what I mean? But I know I can. I know I can finish it. I know eventually I'll be able to I'll be able to finish. Just right now, I don't know what's going on. Maybe it's the whole thing of like I said, my husband's in the military. He's been gone since March. I only saw him for a little bit in what month was it? In June, last month, for a couple days. And yeah, now I can talk to him every day, which helps a lot. It really does. But still, I'm used to him being there by my side since I started school again. He's always been my number one supporter, and just not having him home is it really affects me, and it really fucking sucks. I miss him so much, and I just can't wait for us to start our new chapter in life in Texas. I know moving should be scary. I've always been scared of moving and change. When I was we're getting deep already. I don't care. When I was 14, my dad was deported, and that trauma has fucked me up for so long when it's come to moving and changing, literal just change in general. I don't like moving furniture around my house. I don't like rearranging things. If stuff has been there for a while and that's how it's been there, I need it to be like that. Otherwise it is it triggers my anxiety, and I'll just start bawling my eyes out. It's crazy. And I've moved a lot in my early adult life. Me and my mans have moved a lot, not because we wanted to, but because either we had to or things just didn't work out, and yeah, so the fact that that all that trauma accumulated I don't like moving. I don't like change. And the fact that like I know this change is coming, where we're gonna move to Texas later in this year, and I'm not that triggered by it, is pretty astonishing. Like, I'm kind of surprised at myself, because usually I'd be freaking out. But maybe it's because first of all, maybe it's because I don't really see it yet. And second of all, maybe it's because I miss him so much that I'm just like, you know what, whatever I gotta do, you know, to be able to be together with my family, like me, my son, and him, you know. So that's what I'm thinking. I'm like, either it's that bad, or it's just the fact that I can't really tell like it's happening yet, you know. Because I'll miss my parents for sure. My parents are in Mexico, they live there, and I'll miss them for sure. It's just the fact that I miss the family that I've, you know, created with my husband and my son. Like, they're my priority now, you know. And I feel like that happens a lot now. Like, when you get married and you build that bond with your family, the family that you created, it's like your priority now, you know. Like, of course, mom and dad, brothers, sisters, cousins, they're all important, you know, they're very important. But you just start to think about your own husband and your own kids, and you're like, this is mine. Like, this is what I want. This is what I want to cherish. This is what I live for. This is what I work for. This is what I am trying to be good for, you know. Like, in my case, like, I just want to be mentally sane enough to just be a good mom and a good wife. Like, for them, you know. And of course, like, the trauma comes in, and I want, you know, it seeps into like the rest of like, oh, like when I get panic attacks, like, I start thinking like the world hates me and that I'm not good enough for anything. And that's literally like what was going on yesterday. And I'm just glad that I got over it with my mom. My mom is also a really big supporter of mine. My dad too, except my dad just has a harder time talking about stuff like that, so he's not the best person to go to, like, straight up. I don't know if your parents, like, one parent is better than the other in talking about feelings and stuff, but my mom is. And, you know, sometimes I'll go to my brothers too. And yeah, like, I haven't been that great mentally. And this you know, being on live and like being active on social media for some reason is like helping me a lot. Like, I'm not sure what exactly it is, but I do love like the idea of creation. So yeah, what I want to talk about this episode is essentially, I think we already talked about like enough. We already talked about enough mental health stuff, and I don't want to bore you guys too much about mental health. Like, if that's like, if you're interested in that, great. If you're not, like, please let me know, and, you know, like, we'll just kind of reduce it. I just always think it's important to talk about it, because I feel like not enough people really emphasize the fact that people are going through it. Like, you see them online and you see them every day or in person too, and like, they're just going through it. You just don't know it. Yeah, like, I was talking about it. I'm looking at my eyeliner over there, and I'm thinking, because I was doing my makeup, and I was thinking for some reason, like, why don't I be edgy and I'm gonna do black lip what's the word? What is this word? Black lipstick, I guess. I'm gonna get it right. I don't know why I want to say lip filler, but it's not lip filler. It's liquid lipstick. Oh, there you go. I wanted to do black liquid lipstick, but I'm like, no, I feel like it's gonna make my mouth look smaller. I mean, I already have like dark liquid lipstick on. I like it, but like I don't know, I wanted to do black for some reason. Would that have been bad? Should I try it one day? I don't know, you guys let me know. Just trying different makeup on, different kinds of makeup, like, would be interesting. I have like, I don't know if you can tell, but today I put I don't think you can tell, but I put like glitter like on my eyelids, and like thick glitter, and it was really pretty. I've never done it before, but I can feel the chunks on my eyelids, and it's kind of weird. What other makeup, like, what other like cool makeup stuff do you guys like? Like, I don't know, like, there's so many makeup trends and hacks and stuff. Like, what I've been doing too, like, that I used to overdraw my eyebrows like crazy. Like, when I started learning back in middle school, not middle school, no, sophomore year, I started learning how to do my eyebrows, and I would make them like square as fuck. If I have a picture, I'll show you. I don't think I do, but it was really bad. But I used to make them really square and dark and crazy, and now I've evolved into like, and then, okay, hold on, before I say where I've evolved to, and then back in like 2016, like high school, like 2016 to 2018, like I would get blonde and like blend the blonde and the brown like on my eyebrows, and yeah, like it looked nice. I don't want to say it was bad, but like I'm pretty sure, like, you know, it's weird. Like, you don't see a lot of people doing that nowadays, like with the blonde and stuff, and it doesn't matter. Like, if you like makeup and you like the way your makeup comes out, that's on you. That's great. You know what I mean? Like, there's no perfect way to do makeup. That's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is like the evolution that I've come to now, because today when I do my makeup now, all I do is I use the Rare Beauty eyebrow gel, and I use it and I comb it up, and I just kind of lay it back down, and that's it. That's all I do. I don't put any other product on my eyebrows, and I like them now. And that's just so crazy, because back then it was like, you know, they have to look like this, and you had to like put so much product on your eyebrow to make them sharp and dark at the ends, and also make sure that like you put concealer on the eyebrows to make sure that they're sharp, you know, like the edges are good, and that there's no blending, like there's like enough blending, oh my god, that there's enough blending, like oh my god, I got excited, I just spit all over myself. Anyway, that was enough. Let's calm down. Anyway, so yeah, like just different makeup stuff, and that's why I'm like, I should like be like more open with my makeup and be like, if I want to do black liquid lipstick, sure, Daisy, go ahead and do black with liquid lipstick. Like, it doesn't matter, no one cares. But like, I'm still learning, I'm still getting there. Like, I don't even do my makeup every day. I just kind of did it because I felt like it, and I felt like it would make me feel more confident and make me feel better today, because I was in a rut yesterday and today. Like, it's been a rough, like, remember when I said last week my bed's a mess? Yeah, my bed's still a mess. It's still it's not good. Like, it's not okay, it's not the best right now. So yeah, and yeah, so makeup's great, and whatever you like to do it. Music that I've been into this week, and we should keep that like a subject, like, what have we been into this week? Music that I've been into this week is Peso Pluma. I did not hear his album when it first came out, the new one, but for some reason I was like, let me listen to it. Like, I want to give it a chance, you know, because I like some of his songs. I like Lady Gaga's probably my favorite song, and Rubicon is a really good one too, and Luna. But I was like, let me listen to his new album. And on that album, I feel like it's just banger after banger after banger. Like, I am obsessed with Peso Pluma right now and his album, and because it comes with 2 discs. So the first disc is like his traditional like Mexican like corrido type, and then the second is like him collabing with like other artists, like I forgot who it was. I don't know, like rappers and like other female artists. I forgot her name, but there's a song that he made with called Tommy y Pamela. That one's really cool, like just like reggaeton, you know. And I've been obsessed with that. Like, I've been really obsessed. If you would have asked me this like a month ago, I would have said Sabrina Carpenter. Sabrina Carpenter was like my shit. Like, Espresso was always on, just thinking about me, like that was my shit. Like, I couldn't stop playing it like crazy. Like, it was my fucking, like, I loved it so much. But yeah, that Peso Pluma this week has been hitting, and it's almost like made me a little emotional. I don't know why. Like, every time I hear the guitar and like the trumpets, like sometimes it just kind of hits a little different each time. Yeah, I don't know. It just feels good, you know. That's what I've been into. And yeah, I want to say something that's a little crazy. It's not crazy at all. I don't know why the fuck I said that, but I have done a podcast with 2 people, and I've done the podcast right now with 1 person, and doing it alone is pretty crazy. Like, I don't know how Brittany does it, where Brittany Broski, doing it alone, like, you must really be you have to really be prepared with what you want to talk about. Right now I'm kind of rambling right now, like, honestly. But like, I see her, like, she's prepared with what she wants to talk about, like, every time. It's always like art and like literature and different kinds of like music and stuff, and like history and things like that. Like, she I get it. Some of it's not for me. Like, some of it I'm like, all right, like, come on. But like, she's pretty funny, like, when it comes to her shit. Like, you know, I just, you know, I'm realizing now, like, hopefully this podcast like survives, and I learned to, like, you know, really prepare for episodes, you know, because I really want it to be a thing. I really want it to be big. I'm not expecting to be like huge like Trisha's podcast, but I'm dreaming of like having like our own core audience, you know what I mean? And I want to like get into topics that like my audience would like to talk about, just random shit, anything that comes to mind. And yeah, today I'm kind of just rambling. Next week I think I'm gonna make like an actual like guide on what to talk about, what like what should be a topic and like stuff like that, and you know what I mean, like get it organized, because you're rambling by yourself. It's kind of rough. Like, it's kind of rough to kind of ramble on yourself, like, you know, especially like right now my house is so quiet. Like, you just hear the AC running in the background. It's almost like ASMR at this point. Like, I've been wanting to do vlogs. Like, I was thinking of going to the like my local Home Goods, what the fuck, Home Goods, not Home Foods. Home Goods, and like Marshalls and Burlington and stuff like that, like just vlogging and seeing like what we find. And I kind of want to do this thing where like I find stuff and I like test it on the podcast, like interesting things. But yeah, like I have these ideas but I haven't really like executed that. I'm trying to stay as consistent as I can, at least with one video a week, because I don't want to overwhelm myself. If I overwhelm myself, then I know what happens, and I start, freaking out, and everything starts going to shit. Like, I can't do that. I have to actually take this seriously and like plan it out and do it right, because if not, then I will like literally, like, I don't want to fuck up. I want to take it slow and just, plan it out, do it right. Like, if you guys are like aspiring creators too, like you guys are like, yes, it's like jump the gun, like go ahead, do it, like do it now. If you feel like creating something, just do it, go ahead, create it. But like in the long run, like it's kind of good to like organize and like get it together, because not everybody can do the spontaneous video and just like boom. Like, people can, like, I'm not saying you can't, I'm just saying like I kind of can't. Like, I need like, I'm sorry, I was looking at my wrist right now. I kind of like, I need like a little bit more stability. Maybe I'll be spontaneous. I don't know. Maybe I'll have like a random video. What I'm saying is, it's important to be prepared and to kind of like, get things handled. I kind of want to have my brother on the podcast, one of my brothers, either or. I don't care. I have 2 younger brothers. I would really love them on the podcast, just to have them as a guest. And I want to have my mom, like, just kind of like interview and stuff, just see what's on their mind, what's on their brains. And yeah, another thing I wanted to touch up on was the fact that I am a fan. This is getting controversial already. That I'm a fan of Cody Co. Okay. I've been a fan of Cody Co, me and my husband, since 2017, when I first found him on YouTube, actually. And the fact that this whole thing came out with Tana Mojo and him saying that, like, he slept with her when he was 24 and she was 17, is pretty crazy. Because if you think about it, like, I'm 26, that's not too far off from 24, but I would never think about sleeping with someone that's a lot younger than me like that. Like, that's a whole 7-year difference. 17 and 24. Now they're older now, time has passed, but that was, if you think about it, like, that's when I was starting to watch them. And I've always been a fan, and it kind of breaks my heart, because you don't think that your favorite creators have had dark pasts, but like, we're all human. So it's like, of course they're gonna have some mistakes up their belt, you know what I mean? But at the same time, like, it just kind of hurts. Like, you kind of want to avoid talking about it, or avoid like thinking about it, but because I am a fan and stuff, like, I feel the need to kind of say, like, he should say something. Like, if he really is what I've seen throughout these years, like how he's supposed to be, like this guy who, he's always just looked like a great guy. Like, he looked like a great guy, and I'm not saying he's not a great guy. Maybe that was like I said, we're human, so things have changed. Like, he's changed, hopefully, but at the same time, if he's not saying anything, it's kind of telling, like, he hasn't had a crazy response. And people, what I don't like, okay, so what I don't like is that, yeah, he hasn't said a response, but at the same time, like, he's doing shows and stuff, like, because he's a DJ, right? But people are saying that the song that he put Sorry to DJ on is a response. Come on. I don't think that's a response. I think he played that song on his set. That's it. Like, I don't think he would be dumb enough to put that as a response. I think people are just making shit, like, to be something that it's not. Like, that's not a response. Like, I don't think, like, I don't agree at all with what he did. And, you know, I'm not saying he's a absolute shit person. I'm saying, like, he should own up to his mistakes and talk to Tana about it, and talk to, like, his audience about it, you know? Take accountability for it, instead of acting like it's not acting like it's not a thing. But at the same time, I don't think that response was an actual response. Like, I don't think Cody Co would actually like I don't believe it. Like, I don't believe he would use the sorry song on a fucking DJ set in Vegas as an apology. I think people just took it and ran with it, and they were like, oh my god, like, did you see this response? Like, no, like, I really don't think he would like do that. Like, it's kind of dumb. If you were in a position like that and you really thought like that was your sorry, like, no. Colleen Ballinger's apology was really shit too, but I don't think like that would be Cody's response. Like, I genuinely don't think that was like what he meant. I think he just meant it to play in the set, like in the DJ set. Like, that's all it meant, you know? But like I said, like, as a longtime fan, and I'm a big fan of Tana. Like, I'm a big fan of Tana Mojo. So it's like, I believe her. It's not an allegation. Like, it's allegations, but like, I believe her, you know? I believe that he probably did. He most likely did sleep with her at like that age and stuff. And like, you know, but like I said, like, we're all like, if it would have to be like a repeated thing, you know, like, in my opinion, like, I don't know, like, if it's like, okay, like he did it with her, and he did it with like Emma Chamberlain, and he did it with like a bunch of girls, and he did it with this and that, like, okay, but well, okay, now I'm remembering something too. I'm remembering supposedly Gabby Hanna was like saying that she went up to him at the party, and she's like, hey, she's 17, back off. And then he's like, oh, okay, thank you. And supposedly that, like, that's what happened, that Gabby Hanna went up to him, and that they kept going. Like, he still ended up making out with her and stuff like that. That, if you don't care at that point, then I don't think I can defend you anymore. Like, I just remembered right now, like, if that's the case, like, if you knew, like, then, like, you just kept going, then it's like crazy. I'm not saying he didn't know, like, before this context. Like, I'm just saying, like, if like how could you ignore someone so blatantly and like just kind of like, oh yeah, whatever, just keep going. Like, I would be concerned. I'd be like, oh shit, especially as a creator, you know, like, you're like, oh shit, like, this girl is fucking 17, like, I need to chill, like, sorry, back off, donezo, you know. But yeah, that's kind of crazy. I don't know, what do you guys think about the whole situation? Like I said, I'm a big fan. I haven't seen his content in a while, actually. I am a fan, not too much anymore, but like, I'm a fan of Tana and a fan of Brittany, and I think it's unfair too that like they're coming after people that he's associated with, because it's like you don't sometimes, yes, take like hold people accountable, yes, for a lot of things. Hold people accountable, hold their friends accountable, because a lot of the times friends know. But at the same time, like, just go for the person, that's like actually like that actually did it, you know what I mean? Like, I don't think people would have known about this had Tana not said anything, you know. And good for Tana, like, good for Tana on speaking up on her shit. Like, she's realizing a lot of shit that happened to her as a young creator and a young girl that shouldn't have happened, especially that shit with Jason Nash. I don't know if you guys have seen it. Jason Nash was trying to kiss her, like freshly 18, and he's like an old ass dude. Like, you guys should look it up. Like, it was like a dressing room situation. Like, it was just gross. And then like the whole thing with him and trying to like do the threesome with like, you know, Trisha and stuff. Like, it's wrong. It's wrong. And maybe it's wrong. It's wrong because I personally, I don't like threesomes. I never had a threesome. I would never have a threesome. But second, it's like, no, like, that girl is so young and you guys are like older, you know, like, you wouldn't, like, it's just weird. The whole fantasy of like older men and wanting to get with younger girls has always been so disgusting to me. And I'm sorry, this is like one of the first topics we talk about on the podcast, but I want to make it clear that I have like always been so against just predatory like older men. Like, it's just disgusting, and I'm pretty sure a lot of people are too, obviously. But like, what I'm saying is, when I was little, and like, I hated wearing tight clothes, especially around like when I was in Mexico one time and I was around like my dad's family and stuff, and there would be like family that I didn't know, or family like that was distant, that I never really knew, that I wasn't even sure was family. I would wear tight clothes sometimes, and I could feel the eyes like in my chest area, you know what I mean? Like, I would feel it, and then I would hate to hear all the time just a whistle, like a catcall whistle. And I'm like, that's just so disgusting. Like, why do you feel the need to catcall such a young girl? Like, it's so disgusting. You are obviously like in your 40s, you know what I mean? And you're catcalling someone that's so much younger. It's so disgusting. And I remember this instance happening to me so many times as a teenager. It's disgusting. Like, just thinking about it is like triggering. You know, like, I would be with my parents and I would get catcalled, and it would be like, really? Like, my mom would be like, just ignore it. And I'm like thinking to myself, like, no, I want to cry. Like, I can't ignore this. Like, I want to cry. Like, it's disgusting. And I have memories with my cousin too, walking home from school, walking to my parents' house from the store, you know, and right in my face, just giving us kissy faces and whistling, just like, you guys, like, what is it? Is it like, what is it? Like, what is it that makes men think it's okay to prey upon little girls like that? Like, we were like 15, like, you know, like, I don't care if our bodies were built up already, like, it doesn't matter, you know. And then, you know what's crazy? I noticed that shit ended when I was like in my 20s. I didn't get catcalled anymore. I didn't, you know, get the kissy faces no more. I didn't get looked at anymore. Mind you, I did gain weight, right? So that's probably a thing too. But at the same time, like, I know, like, I didn't gain weight until I was like in my like later 20s. So I was still like, you know, as a 19-year-old, like, still kind of like, I was okay. But like, I just, like, you notice that it starts to end like when you're out of your teenage, body, your teenage years. And that's just so gross, because you realize, like, wow, like, you really only care like when I'm young. Like, that's disgusting. And to see like that there's so many creators in our space, and, you know, people in our families, not personally, thank God, but I'm saying like people in families, people in our communities, like that, like, are like that, like, just feel like they can prey upon girls, is really crazy. It's disgusting. And it's something we need to bring out more, like, talk about more, because it's been normalized for so many years, like, on media, and like, just to be like, just to like objectify women, like, and as a whole, that I guess like it's just a thing now. Like, why was everybody so excited when Billie Eilish turned 18? Like, what the fuck did that have to do with anything? Why, when Bad Baby took out her OnlyFans at 18, why did she get so much money? You know what I mean? Like, why was that? Why were people so, like, fuck, the word I want to use, I don't know what it's called. I want to say adamant, but like that's probably not the word. Why are people so like hooked on these like young girls like turning 18 and like, oh, they're legal now, like let's like prey on them even more because it's legal now? And it's like, you're not slick. Like, you were doing that shit like way before. Like, it's really disgusting. And that's what this whole Cody Co situation, and now even more so the Chris Tyson situation, that is a little more disturbing because they're essentially like more grooming. Cody Co, you know, it's a little different. Like, it was more of a grooming situation where they essentially created like a relationship with this 14-year-old kid, like right off the bat. Like, you know, it's kind of, it's not kind of, it is gross because, and then I was seeing too that like there's so many developments in this, but like what I recently saw in one of Moist Critical's videos was that he actually saw, like, he actually had like child pornography like in his like room, like a painting of some sort. And it was like, why do you have to have those things? Like, why do you need to, like, what does that serve you as? Like, it's just disgusting as an adult, you know? And the fact that she has now like separated like from the Beast brand for now for her mental health is kind of wild, because obviously it's not for your mental health. Like, you're getting shit on by the internet because you're a predator and you need to run away. It's crazy. And then like, yeah, like, just there's just so many creators out there that, like, yeah, we're human, but sometimes like humans are monsters. And I wish we could just stop and see like what, like, I wish that it would stop and there wasn't any more of it. But at the same time, like, people are showing their true colors, and the sooner people show their true colors, the more we can be more aware of people and, you know, of our kids, you know, make sure our kids are safe, because it's not right, you know. And I feel bad for so many of these victims, especially victims that, you know, have been sexually assaulted and have never said anything. It's crazy. But yeah, you know, especially like if you've ever been sexually assaulted or molested before, and say you guys are very strong individuals, and that because of what happened to you, it does not define you, and you will move on, you will find peace. No matter how fucked up it is, you will find peace. And my podcast is here for you guys. And if you guys ever have stories you want to share anonymously or not, like I'm here to even talk to you guys in the comments, and just feel free to connect with me, you know, because I know how hard it is to, I have had personal experience. Let's just stay there, you know. Eventually I'll talk about it, but right now all I could say is I've had personal experience with, being sexually assaulted, and grooming. So it's still hard for me to talk about, but just know that I have experience with it. And then if you guys really need to talk to anybody, like, I'm here. And if you guys need to, just create a safe community, like, we can be that safe community, like you, the audience, like, we can all create like a safe community, because it's fucked up. It's something that we need to create as a community. Like, we need something safe out there where we can just feel free enough to talk about it and slowly get over it. Not get over it, I mean slowly fix our brains, slowly heal ourselves, So yeah, I kind of like this episode of the podcast because it kind of went into some deep stuff that I feel like not a lot of podcasts get into. Maybe they do, but not as deep as like we would do, And if there's like more deep content that we should like touch on, like, please let me know in the comments. And I'm gonna make sure that next week is a little more structured. Just with like either stories that I've heard on YouTube or just like different topics, But this podcast, like, is a little deep, but it goes a little deep. So, like I said, we could be laughing 1 minute, we could be joking around, but for the most part, I've always wanted to use like my platform for like good and like just spreading awareness for a lot of different causes and a lot of different things, especially that I've gone through. So, yeah, this has been a pretty decent episode so far. I think, like I said, we'll have structure next week, and we'll have like something that we'll actually talk about and get into. This one I just kind of rambled and I just started thinking of what was going on this week in the internet. So yeah, so I thank you for watching, and I'll catch you on the next Daisy Talks podcast. Thank you.